This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of the first 3 seasons of Final Space. And Final Space is a show that I was introduced to a few years ago. I don't remember exactly when season 1 came out. It was either, I think, late 2017, maybe early 2018. I don't think it premiered in 2019, although it might have. I can't remember exactly when it started, but let's just go into it. I was reviewing the first 3 seasons, especially season 3, which just finished airing last Sunday. So there are spoilers, but let's go into it. Season 1 was quite simple, but quite good. Season 1 was about Gary Goodspeed, I believe his last name is. They don't really say his last name that much, but I'm like 98% sure that's his last name. It's Gary Goodspeed, basically serving up his prison sentence in the Galaxy 1, and he was arrested because he tried to impress the girl he liked, named Quinn, and blew up a bunch of ships in a Mexican restaurant at Earth. And that was a pretty funny scene, which was pretty interesting to see how he goes to prison. He's forced to work on different satellites for the next 5 years, as Quinn is trying to investigate into corruption and different problems that the Infinity Guard, which he's a member of, is having. And both the storylines of Quinn and Gary start to intersect after Gary meets a small green creature that he names Mooncake and is hunted down by a Ventrexian bounty hunter named Avocado. Which, yes, I guess it is pretty funny, but, because he's a cat, it's pretty funny. And we learn the Lord Commander is looking for Mooncake, and the rest of the season is Gary protecting Mooncake from the Lord Commander, and Quinn investigating into the corruption and space anomalies that the Infinity Guard is ignoring since it is corrupt, although it takes her a while to be able to come to terms with that. And she eventually meets up with Gary once again, where at first she just sees him as kind of an idiot, but she starts to fall in love with him, and by the end of season 1, the Team Squad, as they call it, is trying to save Earth from being sucked into final space. They ultimately fail, where Gary watches as Quinn is sucked into a portal that brings her to final space, where she's trapped for the next season. Although he is working with Quinn's alternate future self, named Nightfall, Gary was blown out and nearly dies, as shown in the beginning of every episode of season 1. And when Final Space continues into season 2, he is taken by a man named Clarence and his 2 adopted kids, Ash and Fox, who both do love their father, but things start to get crazy as people who both want revenge on Gary, like, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's in the Wilt from Boston's Film of Imaginary Friends, similar mascot suit, and we see more people coming after him as he tries to find dimensional keys to free Bolo, a Titan, who wants to help him take down Invictus, who's the even bigger, more scary and terrifying monster that corrupted the rest of the Titans. And Gary's also able to meet and reconcile with his brother, who left him when he was young, and a betrayal by Clarence leaves him all alone. And finally, the Team Squad is able to free Bolo, redeem Gary's mother, Cheryl, and ultimately they decide to go into final space to save Quinn. And that's what leads us to Season 3, which is probably the most intense season of them all. So going from this point, if you haven't seen any of Season 3, there are going to be some extremely major spoilers, especially for the finale and episode like 4 or 5, I believe. I can't remember exactly which one it is. But, yeah, let's see when we go into this. So this season begins with them being trapped in final space and finding Quinn. They're at first separated into a few groups when they're attacked by some Titans, and Bolo is poisoned by Invictus. But the season starts to pick up more and more. It gets more intense with different events happening, including some brutal fights where they are captured by Invictus, and Fox is taken over by Invictus, and as later, Invictus is forcing Gary to kill the little Fox, and Lord Commander has returned once again to try to hunt down Mooncake in final space, who Invictus needs to escape, and the rest of the season is mainly them trying to escape final space, but when they have the opportunity to, Quinn convinces everyone to try to get the Kevin Knight online, and if they do it, they could be able to kill the Titans, but this ultimately fails, and the Lord Commander was able to turn into a Titan, which makes things pretty bad, but things get even worse as things are starting to spiral out of control. Invictus has been slowly trying to turn Ash, and one of Avocado's secrets, that he actually killed the parents of his son, Little Kato, and took him in, is revealed, and whilst deciding if he should tell his son the truth, Ash overhears them, and that, and combined with the fact that Gary had to kill her brother, although he was forced to, makes her ultimately turn and take Little Kato to Invictus, and although they are able to save Little Kato, we get to a very intense finale, where, in the mission to save them, they are able to save Little Kato, but while trying to escape, we see a very tragic moment where Mooncake is murdered by the now completely corrupted Ash, and she is forced to do some pretty terrible things and release Invictus, who now has escaped into the real world, and the same has happened for Gary and the Team Squad, but now they look in terror, realizing they have unleashed Invictus upon the galaxy, and that they have ultimately failed. They have lost Mooncake. Ash has been lost to Invictus, becoming a servant of him, and even the Lord Commander, who has turned on Invictus, has been trapped. Things seem pretty hopeless as the season ends, and although there hasn't been a season 4 confirmed yet, It seems extremely likely since the show has been pretty popular and it has had such an intense cliffhanger. Each season of the show has been intense, and the cliffhangers were very good, and I think got better each season, with season 1 ending with Gary being rescued, season 2 ending with them entering final space, and of course season 3 ending with Invictus escaping, Mooncake dying, well, presumably dying, and so much more. And looking ahead, I do have a few predictions for season 3, not season 4, and my main prediction is that they will either have to make an uneasy alliance with the Lord Commander, and we'll use him to try to defeat Invictus. It's either that, and or, I'm not really sure this might be combined with it. Maybe this plan fails too. They're forced to go back in time and change events again, and that may start to make sense since Quinn has become Nightfall, and that may just say that this version of the Team Squad has to go back in time, which they have done before to save Avocado, to change everything, and prevent probably Fox from dying. Maybe let Lil Kato know in advance what happened to his parents and prevent Ash from joining Invictus. And that will ultimately lead to the best case scenario where they are able to kill him. But I am not really sure. And really, I want to see where the show continues, and I'm excited for season 4. I think the show has been very good so far, and I have been watching it pretty excitedly. Although I kind of forget sometimes that the show is out, since I wasn't able to really find it anywhere to stream. But I now learned it was on HBO Max, which I looked up after the season 3 trailer dropped, and I saw that online, and I was really excited for it. But yeah, I really like this show. It's like a nice, fun show that both balances humor and more serious storylines. I think it is very enjoyable, and although it is a little more adult-oriented, I have been enjoying it. I have fun watching it, and I'm excited to see where the show continues onto. And really, that's it. I just like the show so much, and it's a fun show. Look out for tomorrow's review, I believe, of the LEGO General Grievous' Starfighter, and on Saturday where I review The Bad Batch Episode 8. And yeah, really, that's it. I am excited to go over this stuff, and I will be having reviews of the Batman animated series next Tuesday, and probably the Arkham series next Thursday. Look out for my final streams of the Arkham series and Arkham Knight. I will be going back to finish some other side quests on Asylum City and Origins after I finished my Road to Nightfall, but I will also be doing some of the Arkham Knight DLC and the Arkham Origins DLC called Cold Heart after I figure out how to resize the OBS stream for Arkham Origins, which has changed since I had to make a new update on my computer. So we're gonna have to figure that out so I could stream that, but Arkham Origins is gonna be missing a few parts of side missions which I already completed in a stream that only had a quarter of the screen showing, but there was just a few parts of it, so be aware there's gonna be a few missions missing from that. And yeah, I think that's really my plan. So look out for a review of the Batman on Tuesday. On Thursday, the Batman Arkham series. And then Wednesday we'll have reviews of the Arrowverse and Loki. Friday would be another LEGO review. I can't remember which one right now, but I know there's one coming out that I made. They have videos set up for until September. And finally, I am going to have a Bad Rich review that Saturday. But yeah, I'll see you in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please like the video, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. And may the Force be with you.